I actually thought it was a good place for all these different people to meet, all these different, personalities and companies, and everybody had like their own storyline, and it was great because it wasn't all like a group of accountants that are all the same. It wasn't a vanilla scenario. It was very varied among all the different people that were there. So it was interesting to hear everybody's different stories and everybody's unique situations, because it's not always do you have the answer to everybody's problem. You have to change it a little bit here and there, based on where they're coming from, what company they have, what their experiences are, etc. On the different types of content that was being presented was very interesting and relevant to a managed services provider. So the content was very apropos to the type of audience that we were. There were interesting marketing, helpful marketing entries. There were perspectives from people that were from different, hardware and software companies. So there was a lot of content there. There was a lot to take in, and there was a lot of good information for a managed services provider to take away from that event. There was really good information about marketing and social media that I think was very helpful, and we got a slideshow afterwards that had the great details. It wasn't that we just heard about it. We actually got the documentation later on, where it was very helpful. And, establishing your social media presence, blogging, using your LinkedIn, that was very helpful. Some of the things on the panel I was on was great. There were, perspectives from managed services providers about how to acquire customers, and which I think everybody wants to learn about. It's how to acquire a customer, possibly how to keep a customer, or what kind of strategies you can employ to keep a customer or find customers, etc. It was a great experience because we learned a lot of information. It was, a lot of good people. You can network and make connections. The event was very helpful across the board. So if a person I knew was looking to, increase their knowledge about how to acquire, maintain customers, how to maybe use social media to help them, some suggestions, some ideas, a place to go network with a variety of different people from different marketplaces and different companies, and maybe even make an alliance with somebody, or like have some sort of a fallback person you can talk to in the event you need help with something. That would be a great reason to go to that show. The way it was presented was excellent. The staff that set it up were great. Everybody was very friendly, helpful. It went smoothly. It wasn't boring. A lot of times, you go to some of these events and it's just a yawn fest, because you're kind of like don't know, what people are talking about, or people go off on tangents to talk for a long period of time, and you just get lost in it, and you're just like, why am I here? Or I gotta go, or you start looking at your phone. When I was at that thing, I didn't see very, very many people looking at their phone, and not at all during the presentation. So that's a really good sign, because when people are starting to look at their phones and starting to get distracted and start to fall asleep, you're like, well, this wasn't worth it, But if everybody's paying attention, everybody's on board with what's going on, it's a really good event, and that's what happened. Very few people were getting distracted by, other things.